Welcome to Cozy Room Podcast. My mommy Shan.
Hey!
My sister Ari.
Say hi, Ari.
Hey. And I'm Anya.
Let's go! Hey, this is Shan, mom of the girls. Thank you for checking in. If this is your first time at Cozy Room Podcast, welcome. It's a very random but frequently posted show. Enjoy what you can when you can. It's for new parents. Y'all are very welcome. It's for second, third, or more time around parents too. And I did not forget those of you who aren't quite there yet, haven't had your first kid, but you're thinking about it and you're just curious on what it takes to go ahead and survive the kids that you may make. Cool. Since we're all here, let's get into today's episode. Hey, it's Shan, mama of the girls. Welcome to Cozy Moon. Today will be primarily about young teen girls starting their cycle, being on their cycle, what they should do on their cycle. Therefore, if you have young kids in the room listening, baby, you would want to wait. Put your headphones in, or put on your Bluetooth, or listen to this later on. But primarily, if anyone else there has any teenagers or around teen young girls, or you feel like it's not your place to talk to this young teen young girl about her cycle and she doesn't have anyone around that will, or anyone around that she may be comfortable with speaking about it, just go ahead and let her listen to this podcast today. I was once a young teen girl on her cycle, so that's what I'm talking about today. Let's go. Okay, first thing first, welcome to life. It's not a big deal, but it's a big deal to young teen girls, all right? It's very personal. Some teens are embarrassed by it. Some teens are very curious and open about it. You just never know what kind of teen you're going to get. To me, I feel like our daughters go from kids to preteens to older teens, and it's just a lot that's going on. You know, them turning into, voila, a woman. There's lots of transitions that go into hand. But the first transition is going to be your daughter, your sister, your cousin, your niece, your, whoever you're watching, your foster child, getting their cycle. We all know your daughter's cycle is coming. All right, we all know this is something that's coming. I have 2 daughters. Their cycle is going to come. And I am dreading the time when we are all going to be on our cycles at the same time in the same house. Wow. So all we can do is basically prepare for when our daughters and our girls are going to get their cycle and what would they need. So what is the difference between a pad and a tampon? A pad is basically something that is placed on the lining of your underwear, preferably cotton panties because they're breathable. Make sure they're comfortable. Make sure they're the right size. Make sure they're not hanging off your butt. Make sure that when you wear your pants, I can't see them. No one can see them. Make sure that, they're not sliding in your butt cheek because that tells you that it's too small. But make sure it's something that's comfortable. And when you're choosing a pad, is basically, I like the cotton, non-toxic, non-having chemicals brands to use for my pad because I don't like the feeling of feeling like I'm wearing a diaper. I don't like the feeling of dampness, and I don't like anything having scents around my private area. The vagina, your private area. And it basically catches the blood that will drip from your vagina when you're on your cycle, your period, what they call it. It's normal. Don't be embarrassed. but it's there so you don't mess up your panties and you don't mess up your pants or your skirt or your tights or whatever you're wearing. Preferably, if you are on your cycle, of course, the first time you might have an accident. You might stay in your underwear. It's okay. If you put your underwear in hot water and a little bit of soap and you soak it for about 10 minutes and then you wash it, it should come out. If not, it's underwear. Just throw it away and then use a new one. But you should always have a pack of pads on hand. You could get the regular size with wings. You could get the long size with wings, or you could get the heavy flow, which is a little bit thicker with wings. I like wings because if you move or you shift and your panties move, then you don't have to worry about getting some on your clothes or getting some on your body or making a mess in your pants and you not know. So they're just more preventable. So that's why I like them. I prefer pads over a tampon because a tampon for a young girl is very intrusive as to knowing your body and knowing where you're putting it and knowing how to take it out. And it could get dangerous if they put it the wrong place, put it too far, not sure, feeling uncomfortable, not used to having anything in there, and it's inside them. So just to play it safe, I prefer preteens, teenagers, older teenagers to use pads. I still use pads to this day. I've never liked the feeling of a tampon. It feels very intrusive to me. But some women, some teens like it. Okay? They come in cute little packets now. Very discreet. Pads can be very discreet also. They come in cute little color packages. Those little makeup cases is what I use to hold my pads. I put my pads in every pocket of every purse I have. I leave them in my car. You could put them in your locker. You could put them in your backpack, but always have a pad on you. And do not get caught up in being the friend that, oh, I know she has a pad, because when you look up and you're going to need a pad, nobody's there to rescue you with the pad. So learn how to say, no, you don't have it, or I'm out. Even if you're not out, just so you know that you have a pad when you're going to need it. Because I was always the friend that, oh, I know Shan has a pad. And then I end up being the one that has to buy all these pads because I've been giving them away for free. So choose wisely when you're going to share. I'm preferably going to talk about pads more so in this episode because that's the safe, more convenient, more comfortable thing that I like when I'm on my cycle. The purpose of a pad is to catch the blood coming out of you while you wear underwear and panties. Yes, you may come a little on your pants or in your skirt, on your dress. It's normal. Yes, it could be embarrassing depending on where you're at. Why do they call it a period? Because it's a period in time over a few days that you bleed. Some women bleed 3 days, some women bleed 5 days, and some women bleed like a week and a half. It just depends on your body. Now, if you're having bad cramps are basically, it's like a bad stomach ache around your pelvic area. And for me, the first day when I have my cycle, I get headaches. I get bad cramps. And if I don't take a pain pill, anything I eat without taking a pain pill, I'm going to throw up. So every time I get my period, before those cramps come, before I feel nauseous, before I eat anything, I take a pain pill just to settle my stomach. You can have ginger tea on hand. You can have lemon tea. You can have like a little heat pad that you could place on your stomach. You can have like a comfortable blanket or comfortable pajamas that you like. When I sleep, I usually will lay like a towel out just so I don't mess up my bed in case, my pad over floods or, gets too heavy and there's some type of drippage. I do not wear white. Do not wear white. Do not wear grays when you're on your period, just to be safe. Wear dark denim. Wear tights, dark tights, under your clothes. If you have to wear a skirt, make sure that you're wearing the right pad and you're changing it often. What other things do you not want to wear? No light pink, no pastels, no short skirts or short shorts. This is not the time to be swimming, okay? That's the con about being a girl, is if you're on your period, some girls do it and they wear a tampon and still go swimming. I just think the safest, more healthiest, best of hygiene version of having your period and being in an ocean or a pool is to not be in there. Maybe you might enjoy the sand. Maybe you might just go to the beach to see friends. Maybe you might just sit on the side of the pool and just chill. Find something else to do at the barbecue or at the event if you are on your period. There's other things regarding your period, but I'm not going to discuss that with you as a teenager because you should be doing teenager-like things. But the pad is safer, it's less invasive, and it's just an easier, more refreshing way to be on your period. You could change it as often as you want. You can get the thin pads, you could get the regular pads, you could get the thick pads, you could get the long pads, you could get the heavy flow pads. It depends on what you like. I preferably like the thin pads. The thin pads come in regular size. They come in thongs. I never tried them, but they come in thongs. Preferably when I'm on my period, I'm not wearing thongs. I'm wearing regular cotton panties, either underwear briefs or bikinis. What else can I say? Growing up, I use Always because it felt clean, lightweight, and it never felt like diapers. Now, I found organic pads like MyLola, MYLOLA.com. It's organic cotton pads, which are good, that you should use. Who sells it? I want to say Target carries them. You could get 15% off your first order if you order them online with the code, all caps, first, the word first, and 15. Hopefully that code is still working. And then now Always has an Always Pure, which is chlorine-free, dye-free, and fragrance-free. So you can use Always if you want to use Always still. But there are more brands that are natural. What's another one? 17. That brand is a natural brand that I also use for pads. Chemical-free cotton. And then there's another brand called Vita, Veeta. I think that's what it's called. Bed Bath & Beyond carries it, and I haven't seen it anywhere else. And then there's a brand called L.Organic, certified organic cotton, chlorine-free, pesticide-free, fragrance-free, and dye-free. Pads, aka sanitary napkins. Some bathrooms may sell sanitary napkins. You may find it in different offices. It's usually 25 cents. You put it in there and you turn it kind of like a candy machine, and it'll give you a pad. Most jobs that I've worked give pads for free. It's somewhere at the job. Just ask the person that's in charge of like the health and supplies, and you could use a pad. I never did it because I like choosing my own pads, and I don't want everybody to know that I'm on my period. Even though we all know as adults that that's something that happens to women, I just don't want everybody to know I'm on my period and I'm getting a pad. I like thin pads with wings because they're my fave for like the 4th time in this episode. Wings basically give me better coverage on the sides of my panties. Now, for me, my regular period or cycle lasts 3 to 6 days. Long periods may last a week or so for people who always have like heavy periods. And usually people that have heavy periods, the older that they get, they may have like fibroid issues. So always check with your OBGYN, which is a woman's vaginal area doctor, okay? They do the whole births part. They do the annual checks on your vagina. Those are your doctors. Now, why would you pick a regular pad versus a long pad? Regular pads are like a shorter length, but a good length to cover the inside lining of your panties. Long pads are basically if you're having a heavy flow and you're sleeping, you may want to use that at night to get better front coverage and better back coverage. Overnights, usually something that I would probably use the first day if I was having like a heavy flow period. So like my period is like light 1 month, heavy 1 month, light 1 month, heavy 1 month, and that's what it is. And the times that I have my period are very irregular. I have a period app, a period tracker on my phone. You could download it at Google Play. You can download it at the Apple Store. Most of them are free, or you could keep track of it on your own calendar if you want. But it basically tracks your period. It should come every 28 days. Now, for young girls, if you are in gymnastics, if you are on a strict diet, some months you may go without a period. If you're losing a lot of weight, you may go without a period. It just depends, because I've experienced where I've had no period. And usually, not all the time, usually if you are pregnant, you will not have a period. Some women spot, some girls spot if they are pregnant at the beginning and when they have a period. Also, what was I going to say? If you're taking any birth control is a contraceptive that you take to prevent you from having babies if you're having sex. I'm not sure if you're having sex, but if you are, that's something that's supposed to help if you take it consistently like you're supposed to. Now, birth control is not 110% your savior on preventing you from having a child. So the best way to prevent you from having a child is to not have sex. But if you are having sex and you're taking birth control, sometimes your period may be off, where it comes some months, it doesn't, or you really don't get it. Every 3 months you might get it, just depends. What else? Keep your pads in all your bags. Locker, car. Use a small waterproof pouch. That way, if it gets wet, your pad is not useless. Keep a small pack of wipes in your bag. I was carrying baby wipes before I even have kids. So baby wipes are good to have on hand. If you mess up your clothes, it's good to get out stains. And I'm not just talking regarding your period. Baby wipes are just good to get out stains. It has the right amount of alcohol in it. What else? How to use a pad. Okay. Now, I'm only going over this because you can YouTube it. You can Google it. But sometimes you just need to hear what you're not doing right or what you're doing wrong. So basically, this is how you use a pad. You pull a pad out, unfold it, clean off your panties if they are messed up. Stick the sticky side of the pad on your panties. Open the sides, the flaps, the wings, after the middle is placed down. If you try to open the sides before, you can mess up and get the sides stuck together, and then it becomes useless from having wings sticking on your panties. Don't worry about it being stuck on your panties. It'll come off, okay? Always, I don't know what type of sticky y'all have on your pads, but that thing is strong. Sometimes I have to pull it off. And you want to lay the middle part first and then do the flaps. Pull up your panties and go about your day. That is it. It is very easy. change your pad every 2 hours on the first 2 days. You could change it more often if you want. Depends on how heavy your flow is. On the third to the fifth day, change it every 3 to 4 hours because you're going to have a lighter flow. You could change it more often than that. That's just my suggestion because my flow is not really that heavy. I've had 2 kids. My flow is not really that heavy anymore. My cramps are really not cramps anymore. The reason why I stress this is because if you don't change your pads often enough, you can get an infection, and everyone around you, including yourself, you should be smelling yourself, and nobody wants to smell someone that might be on their period. Nobody wants to smell that. It's not a great smell. If you smell yourself, go to the bathroom, change your pad, and use some wipes and wipe yourself, okay? Disposing of your pad. I'm not sure if a lot of people know the proper disposing of your pad. In most public stalls, there's like this little box. And basically, when you take a new pad from the wrapper, do not throw it at wrapper just yet. Hold on to that wrapper, take your old pad off, put your old pad into that new wrapper, wrap it up, take some toilet tissue to wrap that up, and put it in that little box that's in the stall. If there's not a box in the stall, just take some toilet paper, wrap it around the wrapper that has your old pad in it. Flush the toilet, put on your new pad, throw that old pad away when you get out the stall, and that's that. The wrapper from the fresh pad, peel it off, put your new pad on, use that wrapper to wrap your old pad. It's very easy. If you are at home, no one should know that you are on your period. I remember my brother's ex-wife taught me this when I was in high school. She said, nobody should know that you're on your period. If you are on your period and your pad, sorry, I had an Amber Alert. If you are at home and you take off your pad, is what she said, to take it, wrap it up in the wrapper, get a small grocery bag, put it in, tie it, and put it in the trash can or take it out to the trash. No one should ever smell you when you're on your period, okay? That's bad hygiene. And the small trash bags I keep in a drawer in my bathroom. I don't know where you keep yours in the house or your parents, but you should always have some in the bathroom. Or if you're going to the bathroom, you might be changing your pad. Maybe get the trash bag before you go to the bathroom and your pad. I keep pads in my bathroom. I keep pads in my closet in my room. At work, I keep pads in my locker or in my purse, in my car. Like, there's no reason why you do not have a pad. And even when you're not on your period, if you have the money, always buy pads. If you are lucky, buy a variety pack. If you do not buy a variety pack, buy a heavy flow pad and buy, a regular. And always, always, always have wipes. They have wipes in the little travel size now, and they have wipes in the regular size. Use the wipes if you need it. It helps you stay fresh and clean, and everybody likes to feel fresh and clean. What else? The pad absorbs the blood to prevent leakage. It's there to help you. If you do that, I promise you'll have a more enjoyable cycle. You'll have a more enjoyable, quote unquote, period. It's not so bad. It's just something that us women have to deal with for the rest of our lives until we get menopause as old ladies. This is my how-to with a pad for young teens. I hope I helped. Don't be embarrassed. This is regular life. You can do it. Let me tell you a short, funny story of what happened when I first got my period. So my mom cannot hold water. My mom cannot keep secrets, and my mom's only and youngest child. Not only girl and youngest child. Let me correct that because I have 4 brothers by my mom, older brothers. So basically, I lied and I told her I got my period just to see what she was going to do. She got me all my pads. She told me what I needed to do. She told me where my pain pills were, if I needed to take an Advil or a Tylenol, blah, 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 blah. But also on top of that, she told the world. She told all her friends. She told my auntie. She told my cousins. And I said, haha, that's why I tricked you. I did not start my period, but now I have all my supplies. I hated that she embarrassed me by telling everybody that I started my period. So when I actually started my period, my mom didn't know. But I had all the information and I had all the knowledge I needed for what I needed to do when I get my period. Now, I'm not telling you to lie, but I'm just saying, read up, prepare, have your supplies. So when you do get your period, it's not such a, oh my God, what do I do? It's not like a crisis. You just handle it. We are women. We are stronger. We are smarter. We are brilliant. And when it comes to men and women, women can take pain better than men. It doesn't mean we have to. So if you want to take a Midol, if your tea works, if your hot towel works, if having snacks help you, then have snacks. If having an Advil helps you, or if just going to sleep would help me with my cramps for the first and second day. So do whatever you need to do to be comfortable on your period, because it is something that you're just going to have to deal with until you don't have to deal with it no more. Thanks for listening. This is Shan. Thank you for listening to Cozy Womb. Bye. Bye.
Bye.